Hello, good evening and welcome to my humble model railway, Bedstead Junction. Now tonight we're going to be having a look at some couple of special vehicles. One that's of really extra special importance for us in this forthcoming weekend. I mean, today is Thursday the 8th, and on Saturday we are going to be playing France in the World Cup, in the Football World Cup, for those of you who haven't noticed. And very high hope for this. Now, I mean, since watching what Morocco were able to do against Spain, it's given me great encouragement that we can maybe do well against the French, against France. Okay, wish both sides well, of course. But I've got some wagons to show you. Now, we're going to make up a little train first of all, and I'm going to bring it over here. But I want to compare a couple of wagons sort of before I do it. Now what we'll do is we'll put this one on now. Just bear with me. And all will become apparent in just a few moments' time. Okay, when you're watching the football, you're going to need some snacks there, crisp snacks in there, Smiths. I believe that Smiths has now been rebranded as Golden Wonder or Walkers. The actual Smiths brand has disappeared, unfortunately. But there we are. We do need some crisps. So we'll pop that one onto the layout now. Now the next wagon we're going to put onto the layout is that the ideal thing to have while watching the football, well, for me anyway, will be some, get out of the box, some peanuts. You'll need some peanuts while we're watching the football. So there we go, we've got some KP peanuts there. They're going onto the track. And for those of us who are old enough and like our beer, okay, we've got the Watney's beer wagon. I mean, Watney's was quite a popular beer back in 1966 when we last won the World Cup. Okay, that's a Lima Watney's beer wagon there. I believe that someone's actually going to be making Watney's again, or at least trying to revive the brand. So we'll go with that. Now, what we're going to need as well is that if we were to win the World Cup, and I'm not counting any chickens before they're actually hatched, okay, we're going to think that Christmas has come early. So we're going to need this particular wagon to go on as well. Just bear with me just a moment. Right, so we're going to need the Merry Christmas 2022 wagon there from Hornby. If we win the World Cup, we're going to think Christmas has come early, so we'll put that one on as well. And then last but not least, well, we're going to need a brake van. That goes without saying, so that's going to be going on there. But we'll sort that out in just a moment. I just want to organise my my boxes properly, so I don't want to get into a tangle with it all. Now, last but not least, a must for every England supporter. We're going to unbox this to right now, okay? It's a Hornby limited edition railway van for England football. Come on, England! Yeah, come on, here we go. Look at that then. Okay, superb. Look at that. Okay, so we'll get this one out of the box. Right, so it comes in the block of ice packaging, like a lot of the wagons tend to these days. It's different to the other wagons that we've got on the actual railway. So I wonder if they were the same wagon, but they do have differences on them. If you compare, actually the brake rodding looks quite similar. No, they're different actually. The chassis and brake rodding is different. That's a KP one. You can see chassis and brake rodding, and the body is different as well. Okay, let you see what the underneath looks like. So not too much detail under there, but you want the brake rigging there and everything else. Standard D-type couplings, which I don't mind actually. You got your D-type couplings there. Okay, and it's in blue and white. You've got the 3 lions on there. Oh, look at that. Okay, so we're getting ready to get underway in just a few moments. Now, come the end of the game on Saturday, I certainly will either be celebrating or drowning my sorrows, one or the other. Okay, and we can be proud of our team anyway with what we've achieved so far. Now let's assemble this train. Oh, and last thing we're going to be putting on, if I can get out of the box, that is. A Bachmann branch line brake van there, GWR brake van. So we'll just assemble our chain. Excuse me while I whiz round in front of the tripod here. Now I think the English should be leading the way, followed by Christmas. That's quite a heavy wagon actually, the Christmas wagon there. And we'll have our crisps following behind. And the peanuts. And a nice glass of beer. And we'll need a brake van. Now, let's bring our locomotive round, which is going to be taking the train today, and then we'll just watch it go round for a while. We're just going to back the, if we push this back here now, to get this, oops, I've derailed. Oh dear, that's better, okay. Now we're going to back our locomotive onto the train now. And it's a wonderful Hornby Centenary Edition 040 packet. Okay, now this is going to be showing you a couple of things here. One is what the actual train is going to look like going round with the wagon on, and also you can also see the capabilities of this marvellous 040 Centenary packet locomotive. Let's zoom in on the locomotive there a little. There we go. And on our England van there, you can see our 3 lions on the side there. Okay. and let's get underway. Okay, so our Peckett locomotive 040, more than capable of pulling this train. No strain on this whatsoever. And round we come now, towards the left, going through the level crossing. That should be a nice shot. Okay, so that is the Hornby England football wagon going round the layout. What a lovely sight. Followed by our Hornby Christmas wagon, another one of my recent purchases. I did make a brief video on that. Okay, I'll show you about as much as I can about the wagon. We'll take a closer look at it in a minute. We'll uncouple it and have another look quite shortly. But there's a couple of things I want you to see. I mean, just the wagon as well, more than just the wagon, is also the performance of this little 040 locomotive. I've got quite an attachment towards Peckett's locomotives because they were actually manufactured in Bristol. Not far off the Bristol to Gloucester line, the one that went past the Mansfield branch. Okay, I think this was near Kingswood, the actual Peckett Locomotive Works in Bristol. What a lovely sight. Now, we're going to have a look at this junction over here, and we're just going to stop just short of it. And it's what I would call my nightmare junction in many ways, because it's a right hand point followed by a right hand point, okay, and then we going into a rather sharp left hand curve into the goods shed. Okay, so let's watch her go in then. We've got a nice view of the entire layout there now. Slightly zoomed in there now. Let's watch her go elegantly over the points there. So no problem with the points. Straight over. And went to the goods shed there. Where I'll be eagerly awaiting the arrival of my crisp beer and peanuts in order to watch the match. Okay, so there we are. So that's the first part of my video here tonight. Let's just reverse around. You can see what she's like propelling, because a lot of people say, well, oh, there's a big problem with propelling and everything else with locomotives and things. This one can do both quite well. So we're propelling the train out of the siding there. There we go. Absolutely perfect. Okay, no problem at all. Now I think what we'll do in a moment, we'll have another closer look at this actual van. There we are, and as you see, it just went over that set of points up at the junction at the top there quite easily. Okay, so we're just going to stop the train now, and we'll have another look at this wagon. If I can find my uncoupler. sorry, I'm not being too boring and repetitive. That's what I use one couple with there. My there's a copy of the old triangle uncoupler, I think, and it's they're quite good at getting these wagons apart. Okay, nothing in the way of separately fitted parts. You can see there. That's moulded on there. I think I'm guessing that's vents up at the top there. And you can see the actual planks there represented as well. Okay, you can see the large D-type coupling, which I mean, I do run a lot of older locomotives, and they've got a D-type coupling or a medium coupling, and I find very often it's a little bit easier for me to couple than the M-type ones. Okay, well that's just personal preference. So you can see the other end of the wagon looks exactly the same as well. Okay, both ends of the wagon identical. Excuse me giving it the big hand of the giants. And I see once again you've got the brake rodding, the brakes gear there all represented. The wheels, are metal. That's another nice touch from Hornby. It costs about £25, I think, this one. I think that's about the average price. So it obviously is a bit short notice for you to get one before this match. I mean, if England get through to the next round, which I think is a semi-final, isn't it? Excuse me. Then obviously it's maybe worth seeking one of these out. I mean, win or lose, I'm going to still be running this van round, and I'm going to need this one to go on my layout prior to any England matches. Okay, the roof's quite plain. Okay, so really not much in the way of separately fitted parts, not much in the way of detail apart from moulded on detail there. But I think it's a nice wagon, and a nice thing to have. Well, we're looking forward to Saturday's game against France. Okay, so there we are. Come on, England. Here we go. Back on the track again. Now, I will say actually, commiserations to Wales. I am part Welsh myself, and I think Wales did wonderfully. I'm not being just patronising here because I'm part Welsh. I think that Wales did wonderfully to actually get to the World Cup, and that gave Wales something which they've not had since the 1950s. And we have to remember, we've not won the World Cup since 1966. Okay, and we actually won the World Cup in my living memory. I was 9 years old in 1966. I remember it quite well. My father shouting at the television, and then obviously we eventually won the World Cup, and then I don't think we won the World Cup or the Europeans ever since. I mean, we got to the final of the European Cup and we lost on penalties again. Okay, but let's hope that we don't have to go to penalties in any of our games, and if we do, let's hope we can win this time on penalties. Right, so I think that's a nice little video then, showing you my train going round. Now, if you like what you see, press the like button and subscribe. And I thank you for everybody who's subscribed to my channel so far. Well, I've got about 325 subscribers now, so it's gradually going up. And for all of those of you who are looking in and viewing my videos, I do thank you very, very much for that. Okay. And I should wish you farewell and good night, and thanks for watching.